Okay, we're going to start off the lesson for April the 2nd. It's going to be the appliances, same book. I hope everything's working out all right for the questions and getting familiar with the code book, looking that stuff up. It will pay off when you take tests and when you go to get your license, and it's just general knowledge. Some of it will stick with you and some of it you'll have to keep looking up. But this is the third video, and make sure you stay up to par and stay up to the where we're at as far as the lessons go. And this one will be the lesson for April the 2nd. And it's going to be 31 questions, I believe, at the end. Go ahead and do those questions and take pictures of them and send it to me. I've started a file on everybody, and I've just filed all the work. And it's good at this time that we're doing the chapters that we are, because when we get to motor controls, I hope we can get back to a classroom where we can use the lab and do the, it'd be hands-on, more stuff on the motor controls. So I'm going to start the video on appliances. And like I say, if y'all have any questions, call me, text me, email me. Just if you need to get a hold of me, don't hesitate to. Here we go.
Alrighty. Appliances 422. Scope of 422. Appliances is just like this big general statement that just covers. If you don't know what the heck it is, it's an appliance. No other article, it's an appliance. Ground fault circuit protection 422.5. You can see the significant changes made here. They kind of moved some rules together, kind of consolidated everything, and they increased the GFCI protection up to 250 volts, up to 60 amperes, including single or three-phase. So the GFCI, you can see, is really starting to take off. And if you started plotting this on a graph and single phase and this and that, and all of a sudden you see this one little commercial take off up to 100 amp three-phase, and before you know it, other things are going to, well, if you need GFCI for 100 amp three-phase out there, but you're not going to have it for, you can see that. You just like that little path that goes like that. Automotive vacuum machines, drinking water coolers, high-pressure sprayers, tire inflation machines, vending machines. See, what's nice by having one rule about appliance GFCI protection is that you can then change this rule and just simply say, all appliances should have GFCI protection. But you get with we get with the list until the list starts getting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come on, guys. Then you cut it down to 0. Then you just may apply to everything. 2020, I bet you the code is going to say, GFCI protection shall be required for all 15 and 20 ampere 125 volt receptacles, period. AFC, you know what I'm saying?
That's what it's coming
then it's
to.
Done. Then you just get the dual rated GFCI, AFCI
protected.
breakers, and then without worrying, okay, but it's in a laundry room. I need to say in a laundry room, I need GFCI protection. Okay, but then I need AFCI.
Used to be just wet locations
the
and close
receptacles
to
need GFCI,
water.
but the lights don't. Now the garage. Let's make a proposal. Let's do that. In dwelling units. I would love that one was me.
That can have your name on it.
I want my name on it. That'd be fun.
I'll have my family hunting me down if I make that proposal.
That'd be a great one.
Go for an unlisted phone number.
Okay. All right, so here. Automotive, tire inflation machines, GFCI protection, water coolers.
I can see the water
Not the little
cooler.
drinking fountains, not the water dispensers, but water coolers have to be GFCI. Vending machines have to be GFCI. And what kind of protection? Well, it could be a breaker. It could be a device or an outlet within the supply circuit, like a receptacle. It could be integral with the attachment plug. It could be within a supply cord or a factory installed within the appliance itself. One little problem is here. Where is probably that GFCI protection?
Breaker.
Or is it in the receptacle that's plugged into?
It's probably underneath of it.
We can't do that anymore. Why?
Has to be readily accessible.
Has to be readily accessible.
Although
So-
if you don't need tools to return to,
Oh, can you pop that off?
Those
some of
players.
them you can. I'm not saying that one, but some of them they just pop right off.
Right. So if you can pop it off, you're fine.
As long as you don't have to crawl under something to
Yeah,
get
but
to
then
it.
you have to crawl under to look at it. Then it's not really accessible if you crawl under.
Not for the 17 anyways.
Yeah, so maybe at the panel. So I think the circuit breaker guys like that new readily accessible rule.
Yeah.
Overcurrent protection, 42211. Single non-motor appliances, not exceeding, I don't want to do this. I have to do that. All right, I have to read the whole rule. Here we go. Single non-motor operated appliance. If the branch circuit supplies a single non-motor rated appliance, the overcurrent device shall comply with not exceeding the marked rate of the appliance. Okay, so if it says 20 amps, that's what it is. Not exceeding 20 amps if the overcurrent protection is not marked and the appliance is rated 13.3 amps or less. Okay, not exceeding, so if it's 13.3 or less, okay, hold on. So if I have a dishwasher or a disposal, so that's my 20 amperes, okay. Not exceeding 150% of the appliance rating if the overcurrent protection device is not marked and the appliance is rated over 13.3 amps. Where the 150% of the appliance does not correspond to the standard ampere rating of the device, the next higher standard ampere rating shall be permitted. This is really common for a water heater. A water heater is 4.5 kW divided by the voltage comes out to be 18.75. You multiply by 1.5 as the maximum protection, comes out to be 28 amperes. It says that if it doesn't correspond to the standard size, then you go up to a 30 amp breaker, and then that would be what it is. I'm not sure. We should get rid of this reference up here, 21019A1. That doesn't belong there at all. We just use the 150. So just take care of that line right there. By the way, I was looking at my water heater, new house. I was looking at my instructions. You know what it said? Maximum 25 amps.
Wow. Must be for 208.
No, but that's an interesting point. Not at this time. I'll bring it up anyhow. It doesn't belong to anything, especially not appliances, okay? When I looked at my water heater, it gave me 4.5 kW at 230, and I forgot what the kW was at 208. So that's going to affect your load calculation if you did a load calculation in reality, because you don't take a 4.5 kW water heater if this was a 208 volt system, because it's only 4.5 kW at 208. Now you take 208 divided by 240 and you square that, and you multiply that by 450, and it comes out to be what?
3.375.
3.375.
Yeah, so 3.4 kilowatts.
Yeah, 3.4 kW.
If you have a 240 volt rating on a heating element and you put it on 208, it's 75%. So 10 kW,
Because, hold
240.
on, because 208, take 208 and divide it by 240.
Right.
And that's with that 83. No, what is that?
Square it.
Right, and then you square
No.
it.
Just a minute. What's 208 divided by 240?
It's 0.87.
So it's 87% of 87%. So take 87 times 0.87. I did not know it was 75%.
Yeah, it's 75%, 75.11. So a 10 kW heater at 240 is 7.5 kW if you put it on 208.
Okay, so all you have to do is whatever your resistive loads are, if
Figure
they're
out
rated
the
230, and you're connecting it to 208,
It's 75%.
it's 75% of that value.
And it also brings up a really good point. There's one of the tribal myths in the electrical industry is that if you reduce the voltage, you increase the current. That only counts for motors. For passive devices like this, it reduces.
Okay, that was totally unrelated to anything, but it was fun.
It was pedantic.
It was pedantic. That's right.
I never
All right,
had
let's move on
thought
to the
of it
next
like
rule.
that.
Permanently connected appliance disconnects. I think I worked on this graphic with Mike last night. I think we got the graphics that's going to work really, really nice. Disconnect must be a switch or circuit breaker located within sight of the appliance. Right there. That's one rule. I'm going to get rid of the A's and B's because that's confusing. Has to be within sight of the appliance. Within sight. Or is lockable with provisions for locking to remain in place when the lock is installed. So the first one is this. That's fine. If it's not within sight, then it has to be capable of being locked in the open position. Brian, why don't we make a public comment that where a disconnect is not within sight of the appliance, and it has to be lockable, that you have to have some kind of notification at the appliance on the location of the disconnect. They added that to signs. They had that for transformers. I think anytime a disconnect is not located where it's supposed to be, then there should be some notification for the electrician or the person servicing it. Hey, listen, the disconnect is located in the garage panel, whatever the case. I think that would sell.
So did you buy stock in 3M? You're trying to help them sell more labels? Or
No,
what's
I want to
going
make
on?
people safe. I remember one time I was in a hospital in a motor control, and I was putting in energy management circuits, and I didn't know where the circuits were. Okay, I didn't have a lot of experience, so I just short out the control circuits, and that way I could find out where, and I can then put my energy management contact, and I just go down the hallways and try to find out what breaker tripped. I didn't know about selective coordination, and that I might take out the whole hospital. I just was trying to get my job done. And if I had been having notification where a disconnect's not within sight of that controller, and it told me where my disconnect was, I'd have been able to do it. So it's a safer thing. That's why. 422.33, disconnection of cord and plug connected appliances. Okay, an accessible attachment plug can serve as a required appliance disconnect. Hold on. I think I can get rid of the word accessible. I think I can just say an attachment plug can serve as the required disconnect.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, can you have an attachment plug?
Not
No,
accessible?
because what if it was the dishwasher and it was behind the dishwasher like we used to do? Then it wouldn't be accessible.
What's accessible?
Sure it is.
Yes, it's accessible.
Do we know what accessible is?
Oh,
How about we go
accessible.
to 100?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
accessible.
without taking apart, without,
It's accessible, but inconvenient.
well, you gotta totally destroy the dishwasher to get it out, to get it accessible.
Let's see. As it applies to equipment, would you say this is dealing with equipment? Right?
Yes.
I never knew when I could use this definition in my entire life until just right now.
Okay, he's talking about a dishwasher,
I'm
right?
talking, hold on. Let's take it right here. The rule says an accessible attachment plug can serve as a required disconnect, okay? I read this definition my entire life, and I never knew as it applies to equipment. Now, this is dealing with equipment. Is that true? The attachment plug is equipment.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, emitting close approach, not guarded by locked doors, elevation, or other effective means. So, would it, if I had a dishwasher shown in here, which we probably should show in here, if I had a dishwasher shown in there, would that cord attachment plug be accessible?
Yes.
Yep.
Where is the cord and plug attachment?
Let's say in the dishwasher, behind it, with
Behind
the
the
receptacle.
dishwasher.
I'm sorry?
Behind the dishwasher.
Yes.
I'm saying, I don't think you can have an attachment plug that's not accessible. I don't think there's any way to actually do it.
Unless you put it to the wall of the cabinet and then the receptacle
No.
right there.
I'm saying, I can't think of a case where it's not accessible. I'm saying, anytime you put a
Well-
cord on a piece of appliance, it will always be accessible.
Yes.
Agree.
Well,
It ain't gonna be.
Give me an example where it would not be accessible.
the dishwasher.
Okay, 1 second.
If it's behind the
One
dishwasher.
second. Read the definition. So you're telling me that using look at my slide, Article 100. You're telling me that the dishwasher cord is not accessible?
Sure it is.
Admitting, as applied to equipment, admitting close approach, not guarded by locked doors, elevation, or other effective means.
Right.
I mean, you'd have to take the dishwasher apart to get to it.
So
They still bolt them in.
How about
Yeah.
They bolt them in, Mike.
so what?
You
nothing here
gotta
about
undo
tools?
the
There's nothing
plumbing.
here about tools.
I think it depends how you define close approach.
But you know what? I don't think you can put cord and plug connection for dishwasher anyhow.
I
I don't think you can. So let's go into appliances. Let's go into cords. And I didn't cover this in the class here. And let's go to 422. Yes, 16. Mike, you're correct. I didn't know the number. And they made a change in the 17 code, which I did not cover here, but I think I remember when it comes to flexible cords, they made a change here, a lot of changes here. This is 416, give it people B.
2.
2. Built-in dishwashers, trash compactors shall be permitted to be cord and plug connected with a flexible cord identified as suitable for the purpose in the installation and structure of the appliance manufacturer where all the following conditions are met. I meant to say, I don't think the receptacle can be in the appliance disconnect. The flexible cord shall terminate with a grounding type attached plug, no big deal. For trash compactor, the length of the cord shall not exceed 3 to 4 feet, okay? For built-in dishwasher, the length of the cord shall be 3 to 6.5 feet, okay? Receptacle shall be located to protect against physical damage to the flexible cord. The receptacle of trash compactor shall be located in the space occupied by the appliance. Trash compactor has to be in there. The receptacle for the dishwasher shall be located in the space adjacent to the space occupied by the dishwasher. So, we can put a dishwasher here. We could have the cord come out and plug into this outlet right here. You cannot have the receptacle for the dishwasher anymore located in the dishwasher space. And the circuit for the dishwasher per 210.8D has to be GFCI protected.
Yep.
So, can we agree that if you install appliances per the National Electric Code, that the attachment plug will be accessible?
Yes.
So therefore, I can get rid of the word accessible and just simply say an attachment plug can serve as a required appliance disconnect. I'm always trying to look at the way to reduce text down and not add stuff for people that try to wonder what it means. Are we okay with that, guys? Take care of that. Now, there is a rule about the range, but I skipped the rule on the range because if you sit down and read the whole rule about the range, it talks about that you can pull the bottom drawer out and all this other stuff, but I don't have to worry about the range because it's simply an attachment plug and it's accessible. But it's almost like people didn't realize that just general rule will take care of that. All right. The disconnect for unit switches, 422.34. I like appliances. Didn't like light fixtures, that's all it was. 422.34. An appliance unit switch with a marked off position that disconnects all ungrounded conductors can serve as the appliance disconnect. Now, I don't know what appliances today have an off switch that disconnects all ungrounded conductors, because the dishwasher today that I see them are electronic. They don't have a switch that would turn off the power. In other words, but of course you can use an attachment plug which takes care of it anyhow, right? So we have to think of some appliance that have a switch on it that you could turn it off. And I can't think of an application. And if we can't think of an application, we're deleting this puppy out of the graphic, out of the book. But somebody has to give me an example.
Window air conditioner.
Exactly. No. A window air conditioner is 440. We're going to have to take a look at that in 440. At 440, there's a whole part in window room air conditioning about disconnecting means, which is cord and plug connected.
Yeah.
So I hear you. Ready for this? We're talking about an appliance that is hardwired that has a physical off position.
Right, and because of that, it can never have a remote control, because
Right.
That's exactly right.
So Mike and Brian, let's just delete this out of the book because we can't even think of an example. Now watch this. Years ago, we used to hardwire dishwashers, right? And we had an off switch on the dishwasher. And that would have been your unit switch. And I use that example. So now we don't have that application anymore. You know, technology is changing, appliances are changing. All right, that's out of there. Okay, I'm done with appliances. Electric space heating equipment. The scope is the space heating. What do you guys up north call these things?
Space heaters.
No, they call them something. I thought they called them like furnaces.
Furnace. Yeah, furnace.
Yeah, so different parts of the country call them furnace. It's electric space heating equipment. Now, okay, we'll just hold up right there. Branch circuit requirements.
All right,
Now, what it
that's
says
the end
is
of
in
that. I'm gonna
424.3b.
stop that. and move it back just a tad.
Washer apart. To get to,
We'll just simply say, an attachment plug can serve as a
Let me see if I can.
the disconnect for unit switches. 422. Take 100% continuous rated breakers that you'd ever put on electric space. Then we can use the next size overcurrent and not tell it
Well, anyway, the next chapter, which will be next week, is going to be fixed electric space heating equipment. And we don't want to get into that. So we will just go ahead and watch this video and do the questions. Answer them, look them up. If you have any questions, give me a holler. If not, then I look forward to seeing the pictures of the questions, and I'll put them in each file and send them to me separate. I may send this video out separate so you can just go in there and send them to me where I can keep them in order. And all righty, y'all have a good week and work safe. And I look forward to getting back together in class instead of doing these videos, but we're having to make the best of it. All righty, have a good one.